So, Jared, you got to experience something a first, right?
Yes. First time seeing the Maryland Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what'd you think? What'd you think?
It was fantastic. I mean, they were great. And then the piano player, I don't remember her name.
The guest.
Yeah, the guest. She was because they basically did 3 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And she accompanied them for the middle one. And she was amazing also. Yeah, it sounded really great. I love that room anyway.
Yeah.
The Maryland Theater is just
in there crazy. Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I mean, it was built for that. I mean, it was
right. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, we went over the weekend.
Would you think, would you want to perform in a place like that?
Oh,
yeah.
Of course. I'd love to perform in a place like that, especially the piano she was on.
Yeah.
Because it just sounded great anyway. I mean, it was a really nice grand piano, but yeah, I would love to just be able to just play that on that stage. It sounded awesome. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time TV, a podcast where we discuss latest streaming TV shows. Currently, we're discussing in-depth Severance.
Mm-hmm.
Before we do that, we will do a little bit of feedback, what we've been watching, based or waste.
Yes.
And then we'll get into Severance season 2, episode 5.
Mm-hmm. And there's timestamps if you need them.
Yes, you can jump around. But Jared, for the least fun guy in the world, you're really fun.
Thank you.
Oh, this is Jared. My
there, I was waiting.
Sorry, I forgot to cue it.
I was waiting. I mean, I could just go, but
yeah.
Josh, already the refreshments. You focus on the mournful signage.
Very important. The mournful signage.
Yeah. Do you have any other ones? I got to go through the rest of them real quick.
The rest of them are down below in my notes for the show. So I did write a bunch of them down, but
I don't give 3 dried F's about his Audi.
I did put that
one. If you're taking feedback, Josh, I hate it.
Yep.
You got that one too.
I have that one written down too.
Well, perchance I may colloquially employ on this podcast. Yeah.
I didn't write that one down. I have some other ones that
okay, cool.
We'll cover when we get into the episode. All right, so feedback. What do we got for feedback?
Yes, we have feedback for episode 3 of Severance and for episode 4. So for episode 3, also if you want to write in,
if you
feedback
have thoughts
for anything, it doesn't have to be for Severance. Yeah.
Random questions you have for us, whatever. You can leave a comment or DM us on the socials, or you can also just email the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
feedback@screentimepod.com.
Yes. All right, so for episode 3, Martin agrees with you, Josh, that Mark reintegrating should have been all the way in season 4. Great minds think alike. Yeah. I know you were harping on that before.
Now, there's a thought on this, though.
Okay.
Because now we're kind of saying, not to spoil this episode, we're kind of saying it's not taking as quickly as you would assume. And so maybe not to season 4, but it might be one of those things where it won't be till the end of the season where it kind of fully takes.
Yeah, that's true.
So then it's not as much of a early thing to do if it's going to take some time. So
yeah, but still most shows wouldn't wouldn't even do it at all until way later. And then Chandra thinks Irving is talking to Ragabi on the payphone.
Okay.
Which we speculate a little bit.
Yeah. We still don't know who he's talking to. And obviously he's on a mission. He's got purpose.
Yeah.
There's almost like he got severed on purpose to do something.
Yep. Yeah, and it's it'll be interesting, which I know we'll talk about more when we get there.
Yeah.
We're now actually halfway through the season.
Yep.
And
lots happened.
Yeah. All right. She also thinks Lumen is specifically, this is interesting. She thinks Lumen is specifically manipulating Dylan to react against the other Annies later. So, and then she put like a couple lines near, like, Dylan never told you he's meeting with his Audi's wife. What else isn't he telling you? United they uprose, divided they're controlled. So I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I could see that happening in later episodes.
Especially just breaking trust in the group.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we'll see that some of this episode. Yeah, so it could continue even more so in the back half of the season. All right, and then for episode 4, Chandra also says, I didn't think that Irving jumping to Helena being an Egan was so far-fetched. He'd been with Lumen for a while, so he'd have known the pecking order of control, even for the higher-ups. Look back to the board's involvement for Mark's promotion, or when Cobell was surprised that Milchek had run a 256, or whatever it was, on Irving by printing the weird pics of O&D on the MDR copier. And then she said also she felt like the writers were foreshadowing that Irving wouldn't be around much longer by not including his hologram in the pointing sequence, or like the animatronics.
Yeah, whatever that
Which is a good point. We only see him when they get to the waterfall with the group. And he doesn't point like the other 3 do. So yeah, that makes sense. That's probably was intentional. Yeah. And that's all for feedback. So thank you for writing in.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Keep it coming. Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's get into a little bit of what else we've been watching besides Severance.
Yeah.
What do you got? You got much?
I have, one show and one movie.
Okay.
What do you have?
I got 2 shows and 2 movies.
Nice. Oh yeah, you had long flights that you got to, I'm sure, watch.
That's some of it, but
how long were those flights? Were you
almost 6 hours out and 4 hours back?
Okay.
But actually, what I watched more on that, which I didn't even put on the list. I stayed current in Paradise, so I'm all caught up on that.
Nice.
I think on the way out, I ended up watching a couple episodes I hadn't got caught up, but then one new one came out while I was there and watched it on the way back.
Yeah, I have not watched any more of it. So you're. Well, do you want to start with that? Because I'm curious. Is it? Is it still good?
I think it's still pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it. There's more. Keep revealing more layers of things. And,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's on Hulu. That's on Hulu. Paradise. Also started watching Prime Target on Apple TV Plus.
Okay. I have not checked this out yet.
It's okay. I would say, I don't even know if with a few other things coming out, I might drop off it. We'll see. It's not bad, but it's kind of like a weird hybrid of things. Like it has a little bit of like archaeological dig with, secrets from the past.
Cool.
Kind of thing, which is always cool.
Yeah.
Then there's like overall conspiracy of something and people, dying here and there. But then you also have this like brilliant mathematician that,
okay, that's our main character.
Main guy, yeah. And it kind of all starts to intersect a couple episodes in, but not right away. I mean, kind of, but not right away. So, yeah.
So kind of slow.
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit. Just a little. I would say like those items all sound good, and it's like, but I don't know if on execution they pulled it all together right. Like it's not terrible, but it's also like it's not all working really like perfectly. So yeah, it's like a middle of the road. If you had nothing else to watch, maybe check it out because it's not terrible. But
there's
so much other stuff to watch. So it's like
Okay. Yeah, I probably won't check it out then if it's just fine.
Okay.
There's plenty of other stuff. this first one, the TV show, I'm not going to talk about much because I've talked about it a decent amount recently, but I finally finished my rewatch of Mad Men.
Oh, okay.
So, and this is on AMC, which they don't have a separate app. Like you have to just get it through Amazon or Apple, like the AMC add-on.
Okay.
I guess it's called AMC Plus because, of course, everything has to be have a plus on the end. I don't know why. I don't like saying the plus either. Like that's what I always say. I'm like, if a show's on Apple, I say it's on Apple, or I don't know. I just
Paramount.
I just say Paramount or Disney.
Yeah.
It's just the plus. I don't like it. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, this is probably my 5th time watching all of Mad Men, and it's still one of the best shows. And amazing ending, which I imagine that it was very tough to land. Since I was talking about how strong, and you know this, how strong the show is the whole way through, and then executing on a really great finale too. Had to be a lot of pressure, but they nailed it, and very cool way they end the show. So yeah, I don't really have much more else to say about it, but maybe one day we'll go through it.
Hot take, Mad Men, good show.
Yeah, good show. Top 10 of all time. Maybe top 5 probably, actually, for me.
Yeah, for me too.
Yeah. I wonder if we might have watched the same movie.
Ooh,
curious about that.
Maybe. Well, definitely wasn't this one. So on Netflix, watched Kinda Pregnant.
Okay. Never even heard of this.
This was actually kind of funny. So the premise is the lead lady. I'm trying to remember how it happened. She was but somehow she gets mistaken. She has like a fake belly and someone thinks she's pregnant. She gets all this attention, so she kind of just rolls with it.
Okay.
And it's kind of all the stuff kind of plays out where, of course, obviously all comes ahead. She finally, meets a guy she really likes, and all this stuff. And then she has to let him know she's been lying to him this whole time. But there's definitely some funny moments. It's above average on that kind of film. So it's on Netflix. Any kind of romantic comedy kind of.
Okay. Any notable cast?
Yeah. So the guy, I'm drawing a blank his name, but we do.
This scene's very on brand for Netflix. These kind of movies. I know you've mentioned a lot of them recently.
Like how my search type in. It's because it's kinda not
yeah.
Amy Schumer plays the lead.
Oh, okay.
And then Will Forte plays her.
Okay. I like Will Forte. I do not like
Damon Wayans is in it too.
Okay. I don't like Amy Schumer. I don't think she's funny. So, but I do like Will Forte and the other guy too. So definitely. I'm not gonna watch this anyway.
What? You're not gonna watch it? Come on.
Yeah. No thanks. But okay, so it was.
I think it was
decent.
It would be yeah.
Okay. All right.
What else you
got? The Gorge.
Yes, that's my other film.
Nice. All right. Well, let's talk about it. Yeah. This just came out on Apple.
On
Friday.
Valentine's Day, because it's a romance.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there is that in it. I'll say that this was a movie I kind of was looking forward to. The trailer looked cool.
Yeah.
Interesting premise. I think the main thing is I like Miles Teller a lot. And I think he was great in this, but I love Anya Taylor-Joy in everything that I've seen her in. And we're going to be talking about her a lot coming up soon with our next director. A little sneak peek there.
Okay.
She's in, I think, all of his movies. But yeah, so she was great in this also. Oh yeah, Sigourney Weaver briefly in this too. Not that much, but so I guess no spoilers, but it was predictable at times, but I really liked it actually. Got a little weird at the end. Not expecting what transpires like closer to the end, but the only thing I want to say is the needle drops in this were awesome, and I've noticed this pattern recently with several newer movies that have come out where people are embracing heavier music in general, but emo music too, a lot more, which I really appreciate because those are two types of music that have always been close to my heart, and yeah, some really great ones in this.
Yeah,
but I've noticed in other movies too. It's just it's cool. That's like coming out more now.
So yeah, the soundtrack in this was good.
Yes,
like of course, I don't know that I've ever heard Trent Reznor do a bad one.
Oh, was it Trent Reznor?
Yeah,
that did this.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, the score was great. It was very sound designy, which I liked. That's cool. I had no idea he did this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. It was a fun film. It was a little, like you said, a little predictable. I think it was a little long. Like a little bit. It felt like it took. They let the romance part like take a while to kind of play out, and
but that was a very important element of the movie.
And then the latter half was just like a video game, basically.
Yes, it was. Yes.
But
there was fun. No, I liked it. I thought some of the best moments were the kind of the more romantic or relationship stuff between them. I thought was really
the character
cool.
stuff was way more interesting than
especially how they had to communicate was really cool.
Yeah,
and I liked all that. There's some moments. Weird CGI though, I would say.
Yeah, well, some weird.
Well, weird design too. Yes,
weird stuff going on.
But that stuff's cool because I mean it's unique designs. But no, there's some weird CGI moments. But
some jump scares. How'd you handle this?
Yeah, it's fine. They weren't crazy. It wasn't crazy. But really cool. I saw something about the Gorge 2 already. And I'm really? Like, okay.
Well,
it was pretty final in the ending though, so surprised.
Yes, but
Gorge 2, Gorger. I don't know.
More gorge,
gorge harder. Yeah, I don't know.
Bigger gorge.
Yeah,
engorged.
There we go.
There's the title.
That's the one. Engorged. Yeah, that would be great if they did that. But yeah, I mean, it was straight to Apple, but Apple does well with a lot of their movies. I think better than other streaming services in general. I think because I believe Napoleon came right to it. Also, I don't think it was in theaters first.
No,
maybe it was. Maybe because I was Ridley Scott. Yeah, it might have been in theaters first. Who is this director? Do you know? And were you familiar with him? With him?
I forget who it was.
I was curious. Like, this person, what he or she did before. I'm going to guess you also think this movie's sci-fi.
No, I wouldn't say this is sci-fi.
Really? Okay.
Scott Derrickson.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he did Doctor Strange.
The first one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Snowpiercer film. Sinister 2.
I thought that was Bong Joon-ho that did Snowpiercer, though.
Unless he was the producer. He was a producer.
Producer, okay. Well, I love Snowpiercer.
Did VHS 85.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Never seen any of those.
He directed the Black Phone.
Okay, I heard that was good.
Shadow Prowler, he directed.
Never heard of it.
And then Doctor Strange. He wrote and directed Doctor Strange.
Yeah, first Doctor Strange was great. Okay, so
Deliver Us from Evil. He directed and wrote that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, more horror than anything in here, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they do a sequel. I mean, I'll check it out, but I don't know how they're going to, what they're going to do for that. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's on Apple. Check it out. Yeah, I liked it.
Cool. So then, last thing I had also checked out on Netflix, Apple Cider Vinegar.
Yes, I did not. I wanted to watch this. I haven't though.
I haven't finished it yet, but it's very interesting. Just the whole.
It's based on like a true story, right?
It is based on a true story.
Okay.
But it's basically about a health food influencer.
Okay.
That kind of makes up that she got over cancer by eating well. Okay. She never actually had cancer, but she uses it to get attention and then just balloons. But it is really fascinating because it definitely, kind of goes into a lot of how quickly you fake people become on social media and get following and people believe it and all stuff. Yeah. And it definitely plays in that a lot. And of course, the lead character, she's constantly rewriting the story and manipulating things just to and everyone around her is collateral damage. And so I think it's a good, interesting look at how culture is right now. And so
this is like a pretty recent,
I don't know.
Story,
I didn't look up to see when it had to be somewhat recent
because it's social media. Yeah.
It had to be in the last decade or so where the real story happened. But yeah.
Okay. I do. The main actress in this, Caitlin Dever, I really like her, and she's going to be playing a very prominent character in the new season of The Last of Us.
Oh. Okay.
From The Last of Us.
What else is she? Because I didn't like.
She was in. Most recently, I saw her in was Dope Sick, which was a really great miniseries.
I didn't see that, but yeah,
it was really good. About OxyContin. Michael Keaton was in it.
Mm-hmm. I know it's not. I remember, but
I really like that. I guess I talked about it on the pod because it wasn't that long ago when that came out. But yeah, she was in that. She's been in a few other things I've watched. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but
I didn't actually look her up. But I just watching it. I wasn't like, oh, that's from so and so from I said.
But she's always her performances and everything I've watched her in has been really great. So I'm very curious how she's going to be playing this character from The Last of Us, because it's very, very divisive character actually from The Last of Us 2. So yeah, are you looking at what else she's in?
Yeah, Good Grief, Next Goal Wins, No One Will Save You, Rosalina, Ticket to Paradise, Dope Sick, The Promise, Monsterland, Ghost Holy. Yeah, I've never seen any of this stuff.
I haven't either, but I've definitely seen her in something.
Oh, she was in Booksmart.
Yeah, she's one of the main. Yep,
she's one. Yeah, okay,
that's her.
She was great in that.
Yes,
yeah, love Booksmart.
There we go. Yeah,
yeah. Most of the rest of the stuff I haven't seen.
Okay, that was definitely the biggest thing. Then was Booksmart. That I've seen her in.
Now that
because it's her and the. Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, she was there. That was a good movie.
Yes, it was.
All right. It's for your favorite time of the month. I mean the week.
That's right. All right. Whiteboard ready?
It's time for Based or Waste.
Make sure it's close enough to the camera.
Okay. Welcome back to Based or Waste, the internet game show where we go on Rotten Tomatoes. We check what's trending, TV show or movies, and I pick 10 of them, and Josh is going to guess if they're good or bad, based or waste, off of the audience score.
Yeah.
Not those dang critics. We are doing TV. Yes, TV.
Okay.
And we'll see if you're familiar with all these. I try to pick stuff that's at least relevant, or at least I know about. You might not, but we'll see. Yeah.
And don't forget to play at home.
Yes. Yeah. Let us know how you do. We go back and forth with movies and TV. So next week we'll go back to movies. All right. You ready, Josh? Last 2 weeks were
meh. Yeah.
Touch or go. I know. So we'll see. But yeah, are you ready? You ready to redeem yourself?
I'll try. I'll try my best.
Just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber, you do something like this and totally redeem yourself. Comment below. What is that?
What's that? What movie is that from?
Movie is that from? All right. First one, The Hunting Party, Season 1. This just came out. I picked this one because I kind of know what it is. But very interesting critic and audience difference in this. That's why I picked it.
I'm not familiar with what this is.
Okay.
So it's going to be a shot in the dark. Let's go with based.
Yes. 73. So what's interesting is critics, it's 11.
Wow.
So I don't know. That's you don't normally see that big of a split.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Normally when it's something like that, then that means there's something pretty divisive on the show that immediately upsets critics. But most people don't care. So yeah.
Kind of want to watch it.
I know. I kind of want to check it out since it's like it's.
Do you know what it's on? Service?
I want to say it's like a major network show or like an NBC, ABC.
Okay.
Something like that. So probably Hulu, if I had to guess. Okay. Next is Surface. I think this is
season 1.
Yeah, because season 2 just came out.
No, season 2 doesn't come out till the 19th or something.
Okay.
I think was that this
Did
Friday?
You ever
I watched season 1.
You did? Okay. I never watched it. I know it was an Apple show, but
yeah.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm going to say based.
No. Waste 45.
Wow. Okay.
Do you liked it?
I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, for kind of conspiracy, like this lady wakes up with amnesia and then doesn't remember her husband,
See, the amnesia plot line though, it's like that could go either way. Because sometimes that's a very convenient way to just have a lazy plot.
Yeah, that is true. But no, I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had never checked it out.
I was looking forward to season 2. When I saw it, I was like, oh, cool.
All right, number 3. Invincible, season 3. This just came out a few weeks ago.
I'm going to say based.
Yeah. Yeah, this is always rated high. This is a 93.
That's why I guess. I even know I've not watched any of it. I know most people like it, at least the first 2 seasons. So yeah. I was hoping season 3.
Yeah, the cast in this is crazy. Like, star-studded cast. All right, next one. Apple cider vinegar.
Okay. What do people think?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with based.
Yep, 75. This is just I'm assuming because of it being a true story, it's just a mini series.
I would assume, as well. Okay. I don't even know how many episodes there are. I think I've watched like 4.
Okay. Normally miniseries, they usually do like 6 or 8. I don't know. All right, this next one I've been wanting to check out. It just came out, and I think it's a German Netflix show. Cassandra. Have you heard of this? It's like based on an AI robot that I have not even seen a trailer for. I just heard about it. It's AI robot in a family's home that probably goes crazy, I imagine.
No, it's not one I've checked out or really know much about.
Okay.
Let's say waste.
No? 71? Yeah. Let's see. See how you do. We are halfway through. We got 5 more. Did you do 6 or 7 last week?
I don't remember.
It was either 6 or 7. You got right. I don't remember. Okay. Cobra Kai season 6. This like final part of it just came out.
Yes.
What do you think?
I'm gonna say based.
Yeah, this is always.
If everyone likes Cobra Kai, including me.
76 though. That's a little lower than I think the other seasons.
Well, it is the end. So
yeah.
I mean, and it's been going on for 6 seasons.
Yeah,
so.
and they're still doing a movie, right? I think I saw something about that.
I don't know. But I think you're right. But
it's weird they put this in like 3 sections too.
Yeah, they released 3 parts. So I didn't watch any of it yet because I was like, I'll wait.
Just wait. Yeah.
So now I can watch it.
I'm very behind on the show. I mean, it's sick. Cobra Kai is awesome, but I'm like a few seasons behind.
No, I'm caught up other than this final season.
Cool. All right. Clean Slate season 1. I forget who's in this. I saw a trailer for this recently. It just came out. I don't know much about it though.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Waste.
No. I would have thought Waste actually, but this is 87. This is very very high. I also some weeks it's a little bit hard to find 10 new ones to do,
we haven't done before,
and ones that like we're at least maybe familiar with. Because there was someone here I couldn't pick yet because there was no audience score yet for like some new stuff. It sometimes takes a while. Yeah, no, this is pretty high. Maybe I'll watch it. This seems like another Hulu show, I think. Maybe Amazon. All right. This just came back also. Yellow Jackets, season 3. Now, you remember we covered, or no, we didn't cover, we did season 1 and 2 on Based or Waste. And do you remember? Very different.
Mm-hmm. So season 3 so far, because it's not allowed, is it?
No.
Yeah.
Just the first 2 episodes. But I got to finish season 2. I stopped because it was not great.
I'm skipping it. I'm
just going right to
I'm going to check
3.
out season 3.
Maybe I'll do that also.
Let's say Based.
Yeah, 80.
Right. I was hoping that they redeemed themselves.
Yeah, I was hoping
because with the mixed course correct after season 2. Yes. Hopefully,
season 1 was sick, and
I agree.
It was rated high on audience, and then season 2 was a waste on audience.
I agree.
It dipped a lot. Yeah.
So all you need is the previously on the recap for season 2.
Yeah, I might do that.
Just jump into season 3. That's
because I really was just like,
but that wasn't where it came out already.
It just did. Mm-hmm.
That's Paramount, right? Paramount Plus.
Showtime.
In Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So I can watch that.
All right. 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I'm wondering why it's trending. I really liked this when it came out, but it came out, I think, in 2020. Brave New World. This is a connection to the movie we just watched. Alden Ehrenreich is in this. Based on the book. I really liked this. This was on...
I'm trying to remember what...
Yeah.
I don't know if I watched that or not.
I think it was a Paramount.
Is it out because like people are watching it because of the movie Captain America: Brave New World, and they're just like confused? Maybe. They think it's the same thing.
That's yeah. I don't know why else it would be. Yeah.
So
is America that dumb that they're like, oh, is this related?
I don't know.
To Captain America?
This is what I thought of when you said Brave New World.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
All the marketing
in some way.
Let's say Based.
Yeah, 78. I remember it was very mixed when it came out.
I did not do the cross and stuff. That's all right.
That's fine. So we're up to 6. Okay, let's see this last one.
Can I get a C?
Yeah. Love is Blind. This is for all 8 seasons because season 8 just came out already, a new season. No. 35 for overall, all 8.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I know. I would have thought Based. Everyone loves Love is Blind, but no. Yeah, 35. Pretty low. Okay.
Well, 6.
So you're staying at a 6
D.
again. Yeah.
D. Didn't fail.
Yeah. Speaking of Rotten Tomatoes, I really want to see the critics and audience score of Captain America: Brave New World. Because
critics is bad.
I don't know. I think the movie has looked bad. I know you're excited about it, but
I was excited about it.
Yeah, you were looking forward to it. I know you said you were more optimistic on it than I was. I was just like, no, this is. Yeah. I don't know, but
I mean, overall it seems pretty generic in the trailer.
Oh, for sure.
And then, other than Harrison Ford being in it, there's not much I would say that excited me other than just like, I'll watch it because it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Now, Fantastic Four, on the other hand, that one I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Just by the art style and
it looks awesome.
But
all right. That's it. Yeah. So I was going to say good job, Josh, but
mediocre
job, Josh. Let's see how next week goes. We'll be back to movies. So that has been Base or Waste. Tune in next week.
Okay. So now we can get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Severance Season 2, Episode 5, Trojan's Horse.
Not Trojan Horse. Trojan's Horse.
Yes.
Interesting. I don't know why the episode's called that. Well, besides Rick and Sam, but I know
tensions emerge after the team suffers a loss.
Yeah.
Gotta love these.
Every week I love
the little
short and sweet. Always
very minimal. All right, so we start this episode off with kind of a little teaser to the broader stuff, right? Where you see the man with a cart and he's whistling a song. Did you recognize the song?
No, I didn't. I had to look it up. Did you want to do overall thoughts?
Oh,
we didn't really.
Right.
Yeah,
I have that question written down. You just skipped over.
I didn't know if you wanted to say something about the beginning before we did that, but
overall thoughts.
You go.
Okay, my overall thoughts were as another great episode.
Yes,
I do think this was finally one that kind of let everyone react and didn't really push to new stuff. But which was needed because basically we got 4 episodes of like, holy crap. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. So I think it was good to get some breathing room for the characters to kind of react to the things that have been happening instead of, but
there's still so much in this episode.
There's a lot in this, but they're not new information.
Right.
And but we'll be getting new information for 4 episodes.
That's true.
I think it was a great episode from a character standpoint of like, again, seeing people react and how they are affected by the different things. The only thing that really was new was this opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a little tidbit of new information. What about you?
I mean, I agree with everything you said. It definitely felt like more, which makes sense. We're halfway through the season now. It felt more like a kind of bridge episode to like tee up the second half of the season. But again, it's still more Severance, and I'm always very excited every week for it. And it just continues to be very dense. Like there's so much in every episode, and we always watch it twice, and it's like you pick up on stuff. Even, it's I feel like it's almost required to watch twice each episode. I have one little problem that I'm seeing a lot in season 2. They did in season 1 also, but I'm seeing it more in season 2.
Problem? You're not allowed to have a problem.
I know. It's still one of my favorite shows, but yes, this is something I'm seeing more now. A little frustrating, but it's almost every time someone is about to explain something or reveal something, someone or something interrupts it.
Give me examples.
It's been a lot this season. So, or was that last episode? No, that was this episode. Yeah. Like, Milchek's about to say, explain the glass globe block. And he's like, that happens. So, and then Hallie cuts him off. He's like, I don't care. But this happens every episode. And there's several other examples, but it's just, And it's fine to do because I get it, especially for setting up future things. But it's like, I think it's also just me, just like, I need more answers. And I know they want to hold back on that. But they've always done a good job at still revealing things and not being to where like other shows. But anyway, I've just been noticing that a lot this season.
Well, I'll take the counterpoint of that.
Okay.
I mean, even though they do that, I feel like they also do way more than most episodes of Mystery Box of like revealing things or saying what you're thinking.
Yes.
They do that a lot. And
that's why it's still one of the best shows.
I feel like they're
kind of allowed to do that then. I guess.
Yeah, I feel like they've put enough in the bank of like giving you information way more quick. Like we were just talking about the upfront of this recording, like where you're just like, that felt like a season 4 thing, and they did it the middle of season 2 of this season. So like I feel like them doing that kind of stuff allows, in my book, allows them to then have those and not, it doesn't feel contrived because they're giving you enough of other things and or saying the thing, like literally sometimes they have people say literally the thing you're probably thinking.
Yeah. They do that very well.
And again, that's to me is good writing. And so
I think and I agree. I think it's just piling up a lot. So like in this episode is where I noticed it the most, where I was just like, I don't know. It just,
we'll get in this episode, we didn't get any really new information.
Yeah.
So you don't like, so it might be more obvious.
Maybe. Yeah. Also just, where's Cobell? Like, I just want to know where she is. She's still absent from the show, which is interesting.
We can talk about that a little at the end, maybe. Let's circle back.
Yeah.
Let's circle back.
Okay.
Let's circle back on that.
All right. Circle back.
No, it was maybe because this is getting on a side tangent, but Abbott Elementary, the most recent episode of that.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
The principal, I always forget what her name is, but she's like talking how she's like, I can talk like the board needs me to talk, and she's like spitting off all the like the lingo, like about circling back and KPIs and like all this stuff.
I saw something recently. It made me laugh so much. Someone was just talking about how much they hate when they're in a conversation and someone says, "Let's unpack that." And this guy was just like, I immediately don't ever want to unpack anything when someone tells me that, or I immediately don't want to talk anymore about that. I'm like, that is true.
But also that always makes me think of that parody for the small group video.
Yes.
He's like,
let's not.
I'm sure it's packed up for a reason.
Yeah.
Packed away for a reason.
Let's leave it there. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure, it's packed away for a reason.
I also have a theory that I wanted to start off with because we don't. So I wrote it at the end of last week's. I was thinking about it and I was like, man, I hope they don't answer it this episode. And they didn't. So this still applies.
Okay. Let's hear it.
This is about the Oort bow.
Okay.
First off is an anagram for robot.
Oh. Okay.
Which is interesting. I don't know if necessarily that's going to be a thing in this show. We've talked about before. It's like some of those obvious things. It's like they're better writers than that to just do something that simple. But anyway, yeah. But so in the map, this is specifically talking about the Oort bow and what we were wondering about, like how did they all get there? So I was looking at the map that PD made in season 1. The bottom right hand corner of the map, there's a really large section that says team building. And also there's a picture of like a stick figure with like lines coming out of their head. So I'm like, could this be a simulation that they all get hooked up to in there? Another reason why I was thinking about it is because throughout last week's episode, Milchek and Miss Wong just show up out of nowhere. They don't even have a tent that they camp in that episode. And you see them just kind of show up. It's like, where are they going? Or how are they? Right. I don't know. So just little things like that made me think That would be crazy if it either was like a simulation or actually literally a whole area underground.
Right. Or like I was thinking like
with like a fake sky and a whole
hologram thing like in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like
similar to that.
Holodeck. Because like the
team building thing was the biggest thing. I was like, oh, and it's like it was a big section of the map.
The thing with it being like more like the Matrix or something like that, I don't think, because Helena, even in this episode, she talks about, she's like, they tried to kill me down there and drown me, and like if they weren't the real physical manifestation, the physical of them and some type of, they could have manipulated stuff so that she wouldn't get revealed.
That's true. Yeah.
And it definitely seems like that was not something they wanted to happen.
No.
This episode. So, but if it was really them there and there was just like a hologram of stuff that they were like interacting with some way, like like Star Trek.
Yeah.
Then maybe, then she was really there and experiencing that with everybody else.
Well, I mean, but it would, but then there's still other things like the animatronics that they see. That would make a lot more sense. Mm-hmm. But also like the TV just sitting there on the cliff, not plugged into anything. It's just there working. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So it's still very much up in the air, but I was just thinking about that. Like they could potentially have a whole, or literally a whole thing underground that's built up like that with the fake sky and all that. I mean, they have a whole goat hill like area. I mean, I don't know.
True.
It's just, the main thing is it's just like it doesn't make sense how they got them all out there. But he does say in this episode it was a weekend thing, which is interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, it was like obviously the Audis were complicit in it.
Yeah.
Because like when Mark talking to his sister and she's like, "Oh, how was the weekend thing?" He's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
They said I fell off a rope. Fell off a rope because he
got wet or something. Yeah.
She's like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I got wet."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I also, I mean, I think these guys are smart enough to also make something like that and never to give us those answers because it's not relevant to the broader story. But then also making it weird enough that we can all speculate and spend so much time thinking it.
Yeah. They do really well at towing that line to where like a lot of things you come up with like definitely could exist in this world. Yeah, they do really good with the dialogue, revealing just enough to get you thinking, and revealing actually stuff for real, which is good, but also holding stuff back. All right, yeah. So you asked about the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, so
the guy whistling.
Yeah, so we opened with the guy whistling, pushing a cart.
Yeah.
You said you looked up the song.
I did because I was like, the tune sounded familiar, but I didn't recognize it.
It did to me too, but I didn't look it up because I figured you would.
Yeah.
I was banking on you.
Yeah. Yeah. The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot, which I know that artist, but I don't know the song. I mean, it's about a ship that wrecked. No survivors. I looked at that at least. Yeah. So I don't know what relevance that is, but that song at least is in this world in some way. This guy knows it. Why are they keeping his face obscured though?
I don't know. So yes. So he goes and meets with the ladies from O&D, which we get to see Felicia again. They hand him basically dental tools. Yeah. He's like, "Are they ready or something?" And then
says you have them. Yeah.
You have them.
That's all. Yeah.
And then he turns around and leaves. And then he heads to the extraction hall, which is
export hall.
Yep. Yeah. Export hall, which is the one that Irv had been painting that we also saw. It was where they looked like they took Miss Casey when she retired at the end of season 1. So yes, they're obviously being intentional about obscuring this guy's face so we can't see who it is. He doesn't sound familiar.
No.
There really aren't a lot of people we've met that would be.
I know.
Like honestly, the only person I could think of was Petey.
Yeah. Didn't sound like Petey though.
But it did not. Yeah, exactly. It didn't sound like Petey at all.
But that would be crazy. Yeah.
But like, who else? I mean,
I know. Because like if they wanted to set it up so like just like Cobell in like the very first episode of the show, you know, for that reveal at the end, like, oh, it's her. You know, it seems like they did that for a reason.
There's not really other people on the outside that people are interacting with.
I saw something, I don't know where it was, because I mean, I watch YouTube videos every now and then of just random Severance stuff, but I think someone brought up Bert's husband as this guy. Oh. Which, I mean, that would be I guess it doesn't really make sense though, but that's the only thing
I mean, that could be a possible.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we get some of that.
We saw him briefly in season 1.
Yeah, we did.
But kind of, again, spoiler for this episode, but like, you know, Bert invites Irv over for dinner.
So we will see him.
So we will see him a little bit more
next week, I imagine.
And actually maybe hear him talk. So maybe they're hiding it for that reason, because then they don't want you to know it's him for a little while, like you said with Cobell.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we'll find out at some point. Yeah, but this is like I said, this is kind of like, what's the dental tools for? What are we? Again, I don't know. We're still this important and mysterious work.
Exactly. This is something I like. I don't know, even to speculate on. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's so out there. I don't know.
Which I love they do that, like for a reason, like just stuff that's very out there.
Yeah. But yeah, so, and then we get the title card.
Yeah.
And then we see Mark at his house taking some pills and getting his call from his sister that she talks about the weekend, like we were just talking about and stuff. And then he has to briefly get off with her because then Ragabi shows up, and she, I guess, has been living in his basement, and his dryer doesn't work or whatever. Yeah. But he also is drinking some weird stuff from the fridge.
It was so gross.
Looks like cold egg drop soup. That's what it looked like.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, not really clear, but besides the pills, it's like that, I guess, combats the reintegration sickness.
I get, or whatever. It's
preventative.
It's like preventive stuff for that, or getting his brain in the right space to continue something.
Yeah.
She says we need to wait one more day or something, doesn't she? Not quite ready.
Yeah, they talk about that a little bit, like how she really wants to take her time to make sure it's done right.
Then we get to see Helena meeting with Drummond and Natalie.
Yeah.
And basically this is just them regrouping, downloading from the events that just happened. And of course, they want her to go back, and she doesn't want to go back. And then she wants to go back at herself and lie again who she is, and they say that's too risky. And so then, Father encouraged it.
Yeah. Yeah. Drummond says that. Yeah.
So I also think it's interesting, like they wanted to spare him the crap that happened at the Orpo. But then he must have known something, because he encouraged her to go back. So
yeah,
and be Helly and not Helena.
I think it's interesting also that she says she calls the Ennies freaking animals. Like you still see, it's crazy the difference in Annie, Helly, and Audi.
Yes.
Helena. Also, I wanted to ask you about this, because Drummond at one point says the work is mysterious and important. But like the way he says it, I can't tell if he's just like reiterating like the propaganda lumen, this line, or if it has a deeper meaning or a code to it that like why he's saying it.
I don't know. I wasn't sure.
It's strange that he just said that
like it's or
to her,
right? Or is it that he just Or is it that they don't really even know
Could be that too. Yeah.
the specifics, right? And so they just know it as that because that's how it's referred to by everybody. But the father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Drummond also calls him father, which is weird.
Yep.
Very cult-like though.
Yep. Very.
Because I don't think he's an Egan also. So
no.
It's just yeah.
And then they mentioned how important it is because Mark S won't work without Helly R there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we cut to then Helly R. She decides to go with it, and they say the board is thankful for your sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then she shows up, and then we get Helly R coming out of the elevator and meeting Miss Wong for the first time. And being like, "Who are you?" Which was a funny interaction.
It is. I mean, it's just crazy. It's like, oh, we essentially have not seen this character.
Yeah. All
since season 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. So then they all Milchek has them all come in and brings MDR into his office. They're all yelling a bunch of different things again, where they cut him off about the Glasgow
block. Yeah.
Glasgow block. Yeah. And this is where we get the great line. I don't give a 3 dry F's about your Audi.
Yeah.
But then Milchek tells a story.
He sure does.
The Grackgepoffen or whatever.
Grackschuppen. He says something like that. Yeah. Swedish thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And he says Helena was doing research and to help the innies have a better life.
Yeah. Yeah. Essentially, it's like a Swedish custom where the king would go incognito among like the people just to see. Well, he says learn their true grievances, and he's just saying that Helena's following in those footsteps.
Yeah,
because he said Kieran did the same thing in his ether factories back in the day, apparently. Also, he makes sure to say that Irving is not dead, but he's on an elongated cruise voyage. Also, I love at the end of this whole thing, Milchek gets up and says, "This went well."
Yes. So then they head back to their desks, and well, the desk is now a work space.
Yes.
Workstations, tri-stations.
Mm-hmm.
Work tri-stations. That's what it is. And Dylan says, "If you're taking feedback, I hate it."
Yeah.
And then you see Irving's been removed from even the photos.
Yeah, already scrubbed from all that. Yeah.
And this is when they request a funeral for him. And Milchek complies.
I think also when they showed this first, like, I always thought there needs to be 4 refiners working. So I thought we would see someone else just replaced immediately, like before. I mean, PD was replaced right away.
Yep, and I was expecting maybe even to see one of the people from episode 1 that they had. That was kind of what I was thinking we were going to see.
So then it got me thinking, like, how really do they only need Mark?
Yeah.
For Cold Harbor, what are the other 3 refiners doing? If they're really even doing much?
I don't know. I mean, I mean, you're right. Like at this point, it sounds like really all they need is Mark doing his thing. But
so the rest of them just doing busy work, or is it actually something important as well? It just seems like it's, I don't know. Because they always did that all of season 1. Make sure to say like, we need all 4 of you. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was always
there's something there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. So Milchek leaves to go prepare the bereavement package.
Yeah.
And and then we get this first interaction of Helly and Mark in the bathroom where they talk. And this is really good. These moments.
Yes.
The actors doing such a good job here with these.
Oh, yeah.
They're having to balance that of, I mean, one, Helly and Helena being two different people, but they're not. And like, she's like, you couldn't tell it wasn't me? And he's like, she was you. You were her. I don't know. Do I even know you anymore? Like it was really good.
Yeah. I mean, you can see how conflicted Mark is because he's essentially has three women on his mind. I mean, at all times, it's Gemma, Helly, and Helena, like, and a lot has happened with all of them. So yeah, he doesn't really know how to respond to her. Also, I love it's kind of like a mirroring of season one because she's like, "Hey, I'm coming in now," just like
where he did it to her. Yeah. It's true. I didn't think about that, but you're right. Yeah. So then we cut to.
I also want to say, just this whole episode's a great episode for like really getting into Mark's head and why he's so conflicted. This whole episode.
Yeah. Then we cut to a dot matrix printer printing off a banner.
Yeah.
This was a good nostalgia thing.
I wrote that down too. I was like, I definitely got
So remember when we used to have one of those?
Yes.
You could print banners because the paper was all connected.
Yeah.
It's something we don't have nowadays.
And also they captured really well how slow and how long it took to print out.
But you could print banners.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah.
We can't do that anymore. No intervention banners as they would in How I Met Your Mother.
That's right.
Yeah. No, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh yeah, we used to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. You have to really plan though, because it'd take a long time to print out. I think it was a really great dialogue in this scene as well with Milchek and Miss Swang.
Yes.
She's saying you shouldn't let them have a funeral. It makes them feel like people.
Yes. Well, also, then his comment about the affection index for Irving was high in the high 60s,
right?
Which also was
out of what though? Like,
we don't know.
Is that good or bad?
He made it sound like it was good. That's why they need to have it. I loved it. They had mugs with all their faces on them, like prepped already.
Yeah. That's yeah. It's very dark. Also, it's like we got this ready for if anyone. Yeah.
And then from this we go to the scene where they're back in the break room, which is now more like a break room, but before it was.
Yeah, what do they call it now? They said it because it's obviously where they showed the video and first episode. I think he called it something.
Well, I remember in the first they called it the break room.
Did they still call it?
Yeah, and then because they were all scared to go there, and then they were like, we're all going together, and then it turns out it was actually more like a break room.
Yeah.
But this we get they have the bereavement package ready. We see the banner. The banner has Irving B quarter 870 through quarter 882. Which, assuming quarters are, like we would say quarters, that means he was there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Also means there were 217 years that they've been tracking quarters.
Yeah.
Which is a long time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we get the Irving fruit head.
Yes. Well, so there was a cool little 8-bit animation of him. But yes, then we get the Irving fruit head, which is the most ridiculous thing.
It is.
And the just classic Severance weirdness. And did you catch that Dylan was eating the ear off of the
I didn't
off
catch
the
that.
watermelon? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like you said his dark hair is courtesy of the Black Beauty watermelon from the country of Malaysia.
Yeah, so he's eating the ear, and then there's another moment where we get because Dylan's like, well, did you tell Helly Miss Casey's your Audie's wife? And because they haven't really had the talk.
Yeah, he's like, did you guys catch up? Yeah.
And of course, then Mark and Helly argue down the hall, and we get their interaction.
Yeah. So this I think it was funny when during the funeral.
That's where my quote came from.
Right. Yeah. Milchek says, "Let us each take 9 seconds to silently remember Irving." And I counted. I was like, "This is not 9 seconds."
No, it was not.
It was like 4.
Well, it's because there's no way they wanted to leave that gap that long in the show. People would be like, "This is taking forever."
See, but also I feel like that would be a very Severance thing to do. Is actually take 9 seconds.
But like 9 seconds is a long time when you're watching TV.
Yeah.
For nothing to happen. But yes, I think they went for like what felt like long enough in it for the comedic beat of it, you know?
Oh yeah.
And then of course I'd also love this comment after Dylan gives his eulogy. Like he's like, "Oh, traditionally, what do you say? Salty words with a little sweet or something."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Dylan's speech here was really good. I thought it was really heartfelt, and you could tell obviously him and Irving got real close.
Yeah.
For the least fun guy in the world, he was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love the ending. Well, the whole story he talks about, like
with the toner.
The toner.
Like who waters down toner?
Right.
Never even heard of doing that, but maybe it's something.
And then Dylan still drinking it by accident anyway because he forgot. His last line though I thought was the best, where he said he was awesome and I miss him. And after he said it, I was like, I completely agreed. I was like, Irving is awesome and I do already miss him. Mm-hmm. Not being on the severed floor. Now we know he's not dead completely, but it's still.
Well, it's Mark's argument.
Yes.
It's like he's not dead. He's just gone. He's somewhere else.
Also, before they leave, Miss Swong starts to play the theremin and Milchek just shuts her down.
And then they're walking down the hall, which
sucks. She just wanted to shred on the theremin again. He was like
practicing.
No. Yeah.
She's been practicing.
It's a very interesting.
So
Mark's demeanor in this is very different.
But also the framing here, the shot.
Yeah.
Where he's like half blocked, so it's like real fuzzy.
By like the corner of
the hall.
Yeah.
And so the way they frame it, where she's clear and he's kind of, where he's obviously he's kind of really his state of confusion because he's like you said, he's got 3 different women. He's like, I don't even know what to believe anymore and who to trust. And of course he's like, it doesn't matter anymore. They already know. They know. Mm-hmm. And it's like kind of like,
he's just
there was like this felt like
it
like defeated. He's like, they're smarter than us, blah, blah, blah. So, but then you can also, again, like I said earlier, these interactions, these actors are killing it. Like her, her just frustration of like, it wasn't me. Like it's been this, I haven't even been here for like, most of this. So it was good. Good.
Yeah.
scene.
That's really good. Yeah.
Then we get Milchek meeting with Natalie in like one of the upper halls, like in, where you can overlook the foyer.
The main huge
atrium.
Yeah.
And he asked her about her difficulties in the company.
Well,
we have similar challenges.
Yeah. He more specifically he asked, like, how'd you feel about getting these paintings? I think this was another great scene because like the way she responds, it's so clear, but
she doesn't respond.
Yeah, she can't. Yeah. But you can see her like starting to tear up and
yep.
Yeah.
All right. And then we get the performance review. This was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
So I love where it's like, if it's going to be longer than 4 hours, we will break for lunch. And he's like, well, hopefully it won't take long. And then he's like, here's the lunch menu.
I love the way he slides it off the table.
He's like, doesn't even look. He's like still reading the So there was 3 contentions reported for Milchek.
Yeah.
1, you use too many big words. 2, some of your paper clips were installed the wrong direction. But really, what we're going to spend most of our time on is the Orpo, the team outing. I love this. I also love the. They have like the freaking brochure.
Oh, it's so much, yeah.
And with infographics and everything about his performance, it's so ridiculous.
Well, Drummond also mentioned how Milchek brought in a new refining team for Mark S, which failed to coalesce.
Mm-hmm. I love that he tried to like give a reason for the big words and even used a big word, and I can't remember.
Yeah, that was one of my quotes. Yeah.
And just think it's funny. And he was like, all three of them have been like investigated and confirmed.
Yeah. But I guess Miss Wong. I mean, who else would?
Yeah.
I don't know who else would have. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see his frustration after when he's looking over the brochure, like they kind of like he's like to fact like. We also see Mark at his desk, and he opens the Cold Harbor. And as he's saying that, like he's talking to Milchek about this is going to be one of the greatest achievements of all time in the history of the world.
History of the world. Yeah, which is an insane thing to say.
And yet we still don't know what it is.
No, but that's like further like
it's important and mysterious.
Yeah. But like to change the entire planet is crazy.
Yeah. But yes. So then they kind of going back and forth a little bit, and then they go back to Mark kind of towards the end and we get a flash.
He gets up to 85% on the Cold Harbor.
Yes.
And at this point I was like, oh dang, are we already going to be like basically done?
Well, I feel like he's going to complete it at the end of the season.
Oh, for sure. But I thought like even sooner than that.
I don't know.
But yeah, no,
yeah.
Well, I read the names of the rest of the episodes of the season, so there's some insight.
Cheater.
Yeah. Well, they show up on IMDb. They don't always do, and they did finally, but sometimes they're not right. Yeah. So they could change.
Yeah. So Mark has a little bit of a flash at his desk.
Yes.
And where I guess it's like where it's like he notices the clock with no time, time numbers on it, and.
So you missed a scene with Dylan looking at the Irving watermelon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that because I had that was.
I probably had it written down. I just. Yep, I have it up there hanging.
But it was another good moment between him and Irv. He says one last thing to him.
Yes, the note behind the poster.
Well then he finally remembers the last thing Irving actually said to him, which like
was hanging there.
Yeah, I didn't think about this, but I definitely clocked. I don't know if we talked about it, but like when it was very weird that that's what Irving said to him. So
no, it definitely. Again, I don't know if we talked about it, but like when I heard it in the moment, I was like, okay, there's something to that.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, I don't know if we talked about it or not.
I don't know, but
but yeah, this is not what I didn't think this, but so yeah, it made him look at the poster in the break room, and behind it was a letter with basically, or a note with directions on how to get to the
directions are crazy.
Yeah, it's like how to get there from O&D, right? Not MDR. It was like from O&D.
Yeah, because I imagine
to start from O&D and follow the directions.
I imagine like because he asked Felicia about it. I imagine she's
the one. Yeah, you're right. It's come crazy. But to get to the export hall.
Yeah, which I mean, I imagine we will, but I just really hope we get to see what's actually down there.
Yeah,
which I'm sure we will in this season.
All right, yeah, sorry, skip that, but yeah. So then Mark, so like it kind of flashes there. We don't really get. Again, it's kind of similar to the one when he was having sex with Helena. Like it's just like so momentary, and then it's like, but then he leaves early. So but he still seems like he's Mark S. He's like the Annie by the time he leaves, but he leaves early. And then we get a great interaction with him and Milchek.
Oh yeah.
In the elevator, and also another fantastic framed shot.
Yes.
Where you've got this like perfect line down the center.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both on both sides, and then Milchek crosses the line and steps into his personal space.
Yeah, he gets very close.
Yeah.
This is the tension in this moment was really great.
And you can tell Mark just doesn't care anymore.
Oh no.
But Milchek is still trying. Obviously, he just got a bad performance review, so he's struggling. Like,
yeah, because he says to Drummond, like, I'm going to tighten the leash. Like so I guess this is him doing that.
Yeah, but then he's like, did you tell her you had sex with
her Audi? Yeah.
Her Audi, yeah.
I think it's interesting. He said, Helena Egan, leader in waiting of this company.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he says to him after that.
Yeah, it's interesting interaction there. So then we get to see Rickon and Devin looking over his new version of the book.
Right.
The UUR, the any version.
Mm-hmm.
And of course we get awesome interaction with them. Of like her challenging him. He's compromising his stuff for the money.
Yeah, I mean, what he reads in there, it's like, dude, it's Devin's right. It is complete opposite. Yeah.
Right. But he's like, it's a Trojan's horse.
Right.
It's Trojan's horse.
I don't think he even knows what that means fully when he says that. But yeah.
Yeah. So he thinks if he can get it in there, then his ideas will spread. And yeah. So
it is interesting. He's getting, because he, like you mentioned, he talks to Devin about it. I mean, he's getting pretty money hungry, which doesn't seem to be Rickon. Like, not, what we've talked about before about him is like, he wants the fame and like, but yeah, he brings it up with her where he's like,
yeah. Rebecca.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So he seems to be okay with, compromising his morals.
I guess everyone's got a number.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a number.
He did make it seem like it was very high. It's Lumen. They could.
Yeah. It did make me think though, what the heck do either one of them even do for work?
I don't think Irving or Rickon is doing anything else for work.
And what about that? Then how do they have money?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
So then we get to, and also I just love he calls her Nat, so Natalie. And she did not like that. No. And then we get to see Irving walking up to the phone booth again. And he's on the phone with someone.
Still don't know.
We don't know who it is. He just says they fired me. I think they knew what my Annie was up to. So how does he know what his Annie was up to?
Well, and then he says, "I'm telling you to."
Yep. ...
And that's it.
So, like you said, if Gabi, if he's working with, maybe he's actually also.
I think it's got to be someone else besides Ragabi.
Yeah, but like, what if he's been reintegrated and we just didn't know it?
Maybe.
So then he knows what his Annie's doing because he knows. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely, trying to pass messages back and forth. Like that was the point of the paintings and him doing all that, staying up all night and so.
Then he runs into Bert after the awkwardness there. Then Bert invites him over for dinner for a ham, right? Ham, yeah.
Ham and a very expensive wine.
We like red wine, very expensive.
Yeah. They said to just talk about everything.
Talk it through.
Yeah.
Is this going to be the next throuple?
That's the thing is that, his, what do you call it? Yeah, we were talking about it. What is his husband's name? Fields. There you go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wanted to ask you this because I couldn't fully tell, but it seemed like Bert in this conversation had some sinister tones to him.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
No?
I think that's just like Christopher Walken the way he talks.
Yeah, but no, there was something about it that...
I do think it was interesting. They told him why he got fired, and it was because of the romantic entanglement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so...
But also, like, because even the way he jokingly says, like, I know where you live.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And the way, like, he just looked in that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed like there's something else going on besides it's just them. Because even, I would say also, Irving seems a little more standoffish during this conversation than how he normally would be. Because normally he'd be
we don't really know what his Audi's like at all.
That's true.
This is the first time we've seen his Audi interact with anybody.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And if he's ex-military, he might be a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then after that, we go back to Mark's house, and in the basement, where Gabi's digging around through some of Gemma's stuff to help trigger some memories.
Said, yeah, pressure points to rattle Mark's memories.
And they see the ashes box. And he's like, who's in here? And she's like, they got connections at the morgue.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Essentially
everywhere in Kier, because the town's called Kier, they can just...
And essentially implying that, okay, so she didn't actually die.
Yeah, so that also proves that Petey could come back, because we did see him at the funeral, his body.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the police took him, or the ambulance, when he, like, collapsed. It's like every department in Kier Lumen's a part of, so...
Yes.
I would love to see Petey again, because he was great. It'd be, I don't know in what capacity, but it'd be cool.
So they finish talking, and Mark starts to go upstairs, and he gets a flash, and this time he is actually inside the server floor, at least his memory is.
This was awesome.
And he kind of wanders through, and he's hearing Miss Casey's voice.
Mm-hmm.
And she's saying different things like, your Audi can parallel park in less than 20 seconds.
Your Audi can roller skate with grace.
Yes.
Pays his gas and electric bills within 3 business days.
Yes.
Your Audi listens to music while shaving, but not while showering.
Yeah.
Your Audi prefers 2 scoops of ice cream in a serving, but they must be the same flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this scene was awesome.
Yep. And then he finally turns around and he
yes.
sees her. And then he kind of switches back. But you can tell like he was like in tears. And
man, yeah, the shot on his face,
mm-hmm.
that very end was so good.
Yeah.
The final thing she says before that is, your Audi is going to...
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So...
Yeah. Another cut to black.
Yeah. Yeah, that final, but ending on that final shot of Mark where he's tearing up, was awesome.
Yes, it was. Well done. Another great episode. So going back to Cabell.
Yeah.
And then also Milchek.
Okay.
So I definitely think in this episode especially, we're seeing Milchek diverging from the Lumen way.
Yes.
And then kind of butting heads with management, with his review, and then also with Miss Wong, and just like
mm-hmm.
her kind of trying to be like, this is how it should be. And he just, so
she seems like she's like trying to take his job anyway, Miss Wong.
Well, she was probably, in their student trainings thing, and So just wondering if they are setting him up to become an ally at some point.
I could see that.
Because he's definitely pushing that direction.
So what about Cabell?
Well, I mean, the same. Like, so basically
okay.
I mean, she might not become an ally completely, but you're setting up these 2 people that are very familiar with Lumen.
Yeah.
But they're becoming enemies, so to speak, like Cabell basically is at this point.
Yeah. Or they're rebelling in some way from...
And then Milchek is on his path of that direction, as it feels like. So we'll see. But yeah, and so you could have somebody helping them on the inside, helping them on the outside.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah. So just thoughts of where that might be going. Any other theories?
No, I'm just very exciting halfway through the season. I'm glad we still have five more.
Just as much as we want.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, looking forward to the next week's.
Yes.
And yeah, so let us know your thoughts on this episode. You have any theories you want us to share and talk through?
Yeah, send us your theories.
Yeah, send us a message. You can email us at feedback@screentimepod.com. Please like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. If you'd like to follow each of us individually and not the podcast account, you can follow me at JYoungBar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right. We'll praise Kier next time.